Steele here with another weekly betting advice video. And as we head to the last week of July, I thought it would be good from a timing standpoint to deal with the changes that are necessary and adjustments you need to make in your approach to baseball betting for the last 2 months of August and September. Believe it or not, we're just 1 week away from the NFL exhibition season starting. College football gets going in about a month. So don't take your eye off the diamonds as well, as odds makers turn their attention to setting lines for football. We're able to find additional weaknesses on the baseball side of things. So what adjustments do we have to make in order to finish the season strong? Well, let's go through some of them. The weather heats up, and that means the ball travels farther. Scoring in games goes up, so pay attention to that for those of you that focus a lot on totals. The games become more and more important. The pressure increases, especially with the added wild card berth that has taken place for a number of years now. So more teams are going to remain in the race longer, and that means they're playing important games in September. So you want to look for teams that have experience dealing with the races coming down the stretch, and also managers that have been through these types of wars before. Also, take note of bullpens, especially relievers that have been heavily used throughout the year. They start to become worn down in August and September. In addition, is regard to starting pitching, you want to look for pitchers as well, and it's not that hard to isolate, that are crossing thresholds as far as season-to-date innings pitched. So a pitcher that has been used to pitching 100 to 110 innings are now up to 130, 140, or conversely, ones that have pitched regularly for the past 2 or 3 years, 150, 160 innings, are now upwards of 180, 190. These pitchers begin to wear down, and you will see weaknesses in their results. Pitchers that were effective in April and May, a lot of them begin to run out of gas, so you want to highlight those because the markets are going to be slow to react, and you will be able to find areas that you can fade them, and there will continue to be opportunities where they stay overpriced. Now, in addition, the trade deadline will have come and gone, and teams that were strong are picking up players, rentals, and they have a tendency to obviously have stronger lineups, while teams that have dumped players who are no longer contenders, those are games and teams obviously that you'll look to fade sometimes, and I'll come to that in a moment. You will have a tendency to have to lay more juice with teams that have picked up players, but a lot of times that laying of more juice will be warranted. You still will be able to get value, just pick your spots accordingly. Now, teams that have been out of it are obviously going to be looking at prospects and calling players up from the minors. Now, remember as well, in all sports, just because a team needs to win doesn't mean that they're going to win. Teams that need to win in all sports a lot of times are overly priced because of that need to win. How often do you find going down the stretch when you're playing meaningless games, you find a team that has been lousy all year and they go on a major winning streak? You'll find teams like that all the time. More often than not, you want to take a look at trying to ride these teams during that streak. And a lot of times these are teams that are playing youngsters, that are working on contracts and positions for next year. This team is playing loose with no pressure at all, and they have deemed some success, and they try and keep that going. So take a look out for those types of teams as well. Also, market perceptions. I'll come to back to that point again. Put very little weight on a pitcher or even a team based on what they've done in April and May. that becomes very irrelevant. Year-to-date numbers are also very irrelevant. What does what happened in April and May have to do with what's going to happen in August and September? In reality, it does not. So to summarize again, what we want to do with value is, yes, we're going to be laying a little more juice in August and September. Look for pitchers and bullpens that have become worn down. And again, realize just because a team needs to win doesn't mean that they will win. And also look for those teams that are out of it and have been out of it for a while, that are playing loose with no pressure, with a lot of young players trying to crack the major leagues. Now, baseball for some bettors is very difficult to determine value. Part of the reason is that we deal exclusively with money lines and not point spreads. But just like the stock market, look to buy low and sell high. The key is, from your perspective, to make smart market and accurate valuations of the buying low and selling high. So that's our summary for today. Make sure you adjust your approach for baseball, as you should every year, in August and September, and you can have a very successful time during those 2 months and accumulate and grow your bankroll as we head into the busy fall season and football gets underway. Now, if you'd like to find out what my official bets are for today, or for any other day for that matter, you simply have to download my app. The links to download my app are available on my homepage. The website address is pshltd.com. You'll find those links to download my Apple app, available in the iTunes Store or also Google Android Store. In addition, I would encourage you to follow me across social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My handle is @RickSteele99. This is going to give you all the latest sports betting news and alert you every time I update the app throughout the day with a new pick. Feel free as well to like and comment on any of my videos here on my channel. However, most importantly, I hope that you find these videos to be helpful. And on that note, I would appreciate if you could support my channel by simply clicking on the subscribe button. I thank you in advance for your support.